Good morning. Looking at Romans 8 and life in the Spirit again. Uh, just love the first part of this chapter. There is therefore now no condemnation. I smile every time I read that life in the Spirit is not about facing condemnation, but about growth. I'm looking at verses 14, 15, 16 and 17 this morning. It says, "For those who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God. The Spirit you received does not make you slaves so that you live in fear again. Rather, the Spirit you received brought about your adoption to the family, sonship, the family. And by him we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit himself testifies with our spirit that we are God's children. Now, if we are children, then we are heirs, heirs of God and co-heirs with Christ, if indeed we share in his sufferings in order that we may also share in his glory." For those who are led by the Spirit of God. So if we are hearing God's Spirit, we're being directed by it, if that is the guiding entity in our lives, then we know that we're children of God, that God is our Father. And we have to imagine God as a perfect Father, right? That God is how a father is supposed to be. In 15, we see that that father is not a slave driver. The Spirit you received does not make you slaves so that you live in fear again. Isn't that great? God's not out to beat us up. He's not out to make us afraid, to drive us and force us to do what he has for us to do, to live like children of God. Instead, by him, we cry, Abba, or Daddy, Father. So when we start to realize that we're out of line, that we're not where God would have us to be, we can cry out, Dad, help me out. I need help. And he's going to be there like a dad to bring us back. The Spirit himself testifies with our spirit that we are God's children. We don't have to doubt it. And when those doubts kind of arise or start coming up or challenge us, if we're in the Spirit, he can say, no, Ed, you've been through so much with me in your life. You are God's child. We're together. Now, if we are children, then we are heirs, heirs of God and co-heirs with Christ. I had a thought this morning. I wonder, because heirs means somebody's going to die, right? You inherit after that family member passes away. But Jesus, when he told the story of the two sons, we call it the story of the prodigal son, but it was about them both. That father didn't die, yet the sons inherited, right? The youngest son got his share. And when the oldest son refused to come in, the father said to him, hey, all that I've got left is yours. So, in a sense, we're going to have our cake and eat it too. We're going to be children of our eternal Heavenly Father, but he is going to share with us, in some sense, all that he has. If we indeed share in his sufferings in order that we may share in his glory. Now, this one's a challenge for us in the United States. We don't suffer in the same physical ways that believers in other countries do, at least not at the moment. However, we live in a fallen world, and trying to live in a fallen world as a child of God has its own sufferings. And if we're sharing in those sufferings, in other words, we're not identifying with the world, with the flesh any longer, but instead we're living according to the Spirit, then we are facing struggles and sufferings and temptation. And the Spirit is right there with us, helping us. And someday that's going to pay off when this world and this age changes to the next. Then we are going to be right where God would have us to be as his children, and we're going to inherit what he has for us. Life in the Spirit, way different, but very cool, like a father and a child growing, working together. Hope this has been an encouragement for you.